Hey folks, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we're looking at the Ancient Magus Bride, episode 15. You know, every episode of this show legit fills you with warmth. I have not really seen a lot of shows that, to my knowledge, every episode just gives you this very touching emotion to it. Like, you learn about new characters every week and you learn about existing characters every week. And what this show does so well is that it makes these characters likable. It gives you reasons to see what struggles they've endured in their lives. What makes their lives so great also in terms of tragedy, what they experienced in life. And it's not often you see shows like that. I mean, there are anime that really are emotional, of course, obviously, but it's very rare for every episode of a show to do that. And Ancient Magus Bride so far as 15 episodes in has continuously been a thrill ride of emotions, and I love every moment of it. So this week we have almost a dual story of sorts. So we have Chise going to the Forest of Fairies to get healed after her injuries, but really we also have Silky, which is the last part of the story, which I'll talk about first, and then I'll kind of revert back to Chise's story. So Silky, we learned, was a banshee way back when, and was basically living in this one home, but when the family died there, she was then basically putting herself into this confinement of the house. Because I think with stories of banshees, they really, once their families or people that they possess leave, they are still bound to that house, because that's what the concept of ghosts usually are. But with her, I guess she did have the means of leaving, but decided to put herself in this place of keeping her there. But as she started getting weaker and getting more depressed, she realized, I think, that she had to move. And on her way to move out, she was starting to slowly die. But luckily met a guardian who took care of her, actually found her a new home. And this new home is where where Chise and Elias live currently. But originally had a new family there. And we see that she became someone else. She became Silky, as the guardian named her. Full of happiness and full of some joy. It became, as he says, a shining beacon of light. And that was a very, I think, touching scene, because, Chise and Elias needed that when they got back home. But going back, like I said before, I want to talk about really fast with Chise and Elias' thing. It was really interesting because we saw Elias at one point carrying Chise, and the little furry things were trying to attack her at one point, and he's like, "Don't touch her," and his eyes turned blood red. I thought that was so intense and so awesome. But he takes her to a doctor who, in this forest, was originally living within the human world, but has always been born from fairies. She's not really a human, she's a fairy, but she was raised by humans. In this forest, she's taking care of Chise and then tries to kill her, because apparently fairies are, for some reason, oddly attracted to slay baggies, and they really want to try to kill them for some reason. I don't know how that works exactly, because really we haven't seen a lot of that yet, but we do know that monsters and creatures do tend to attack Chise, and that could be a sign maybe that they're triggered by something within her. Maybe the immense magical power she has causes some friction to come out of her without her realizing it. There's a whole slew of possibilities with that. But that was probably the only part of the episode I didn't like, where when she was attacked, she almost died. But luckily, I think she felt Elias's presence, because she's getting closer to Elias as time goes by. And that activated her strength inside, and she was able to throw her off and keep her, basically from killing her. But then at one point, Elias appears with another character who I forgot the name off the top of my head. He falls into the water, and everyone starts laughing. I'm like, like, this girl just tried to kill you like 2 seconds ago. You okay laughing with her? I mean, okay, that's really, Chise, I give you credit. You forgave her really fast. Okay, I mean, it's commendable. But what's really interesting, though, is that apparently, because the time, time actually works differently within the forest versus the real world, they get out of there, and it was summer during their stay in the forest, but then when they leave, it was winter. And I felt so bad because Silky, jumped at Chise when she came back home, and Chise realized that they've been gone so long that Silky, started feeling depressed, and Silky had been the whole time trying to make the house all look nice for them, and was expecting them to return home a certain way. And it really, that hurt so bad, because I was so happy to see them, and Chise even at the end says, welcome home, I'm home. I thought that was just cute. I really thought that was adorable. But this week's episode was, for the most part, perfect. I had no issues with it besides that one scene, which I still think was a little odd. But yeah, it was nice. It was a little conclusion that I think, again, if I had to give any issues to Ancient Magus Bride, if there was anything I have issues with it, honestly, it's that sometimes confrontations and events that happen in Ancient Magus Bride are quickly resolved, a little too fast. You know, we see the whole thing of of her getting injured, and then she's perfectly fine. I mean, like she's healed up because she went to the forest of fairies. Now there was I forgot to mention this. There was one interesting thing also about the forest was that Elias most likely was, I think, a human at one point. I think that when he went to the forest, he became something else and was experimented on in the forest because of what he became. Because as the fairy leader actually said, she claims that people that stay in the forest for too long become something entirely different. And that leads me to believe that I wonder if that was a hint at Elias, because she was talking to Elias during that sequence. I would think that maybe he was a human, went to the forest, somehow became something else, and that was experimented on by one of the doctors there or someone there. And that's what my thought process is. But let me know what you guys think. With that, by the way, if you're a manga reader, please don't say who it is. I thank God that so far you guys have been really nice about spoilers. Don't spoil anything. I really want to figure it out myself. I don't want to see it for myself in terms of anime. But you can feel free to tell me if I'm even close to being right if you have read the manga. I'll be okay with that. I'll talk to you guys later. I have the March Comes in Lion review coming out probably later tonight. It'll probably be like 6 or 7. Only because I want to go get some dinner and I might take a little bit of a cat nap because I'm kind of tired. So I'll talk to you guys then. Have a great blessed day, everyone. God bless you all. If I don't see you in my next review, as always, you know what to do if you like the review. Bye bye, everyone.